Hi folks, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin for Wednesday the 26th of June 2024. A big thank you to you all for joining us here on the Fourth Officials YouTube channel. Now, over 1,300 of you now have hit that subscribe button on the channel, and it's great to have you all here. On today's show, the big news regarding the breaking story last night about Jack Butland. Now, multiple media outlets, including the Daily Record and the Scottish Sun, reported last night on their online service that Jack Butland will be replacing James Tavernier as Rangers captain going into this season. Now, the original story stated that James Tavernier was being stripped of the Rangers captaincy, and outlets later on last night then changed that story to state the facts that would only be the case should James Tavernier actually leave Ibrox during this summer window. Now, it's long established that there are links for James Tavernier with Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq out in Saudi Arabia, and there's an offer on the table for him. Now, whether or not James Tavernier decides to take that offer and move to Saudi Arabia at this stage in his career remains to be seen. There is definite interest there, and we believe it to be a very lucrative contract that's on the table for the Rangers captain. But we just don't know at this stage whether or not he is wanting to call time on a 9-year Rangers career. I think it's well established that change needs to happen this summer in the Rangers team, and that much lauded group of leadership people, so Tav, Goldson, John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack, all potentially could be either having left the club or will be leaving the club during this window. So there is a wind of change going around Ibrox at the moment, and based on the players that are left at the club yet to come in, then Jack Butland certainly seems to be the most likely candidate to be the replacement for James Tavernier should James Tavernier decide to move on. Now, from what I'm hearing from people within the club that are well known, that have got good sources, that James Tavernier has a very good offer on the table from Saudi Arabia. It's just whether or not he's happy enough to leave his family to go out there, or whether or not his family are happy enough to join him. So we'll watch that one with interest. Obviously, James Tavernier is back in pre-season training with the rest of the Rangers squad that weren't involved in internationals at the end of last season. So both him and Connor Goldson back in pre-season training, alongside a few injured players from the end of last season, such as Danilo and Oscar Cortez. And a lot of video and picture footage has been released on social media channels over the course of the last kind of 24 hours or so, showing both of those players back in training. Connor Goldson also back in full training as well. Obviously, he missed the tail end of last season as well through injury, but he is another one that we've reported on numerous occasions across this summer, also having interest from multiple clubs out in Saudi Arabia, not just Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq. So I'm still expecting to see movement for at least one of those players, if not both of them, out to Saudi Arabia, and we'll watch with interest and see what happens over the coming days. One player who is in the door at the Rangers Training Centre is Katie Wilkinson, a 29-year-old forward that has joined Rangers women's team from Championship side Southampton. Now, Katie Wilkinson has signed a 2-year deal, having previously been the Player of the Year last season and top goal scorer for Southampton last year. Now, Katie Wilkinson follows Laura Rafferty coming up to Rangers from Southampton during this summer window, and very much looks an exciting signing for the Rangers women's team. Someone that's certainly got an eye for goal and may well be the replacement for Rachel Rowe, who has gone the other way back down to England following her Player of the Year season at Rangers last year. Katie stated to the Rangers website that she is really excited. It is an absolutely massive club, and they've made me feel so welcome since being here. I think the ambition is massive here. The club want to win things, and that lines up very much with the values that I have. And Jo Potter stated also on the website that she is delighted to welcome a player with the pedigree of Katie to the club. She was fortunate to work with her at Coventry, and her impressive goal-scoring rate throughout her career is testament to her quality as a player and her hunger to improve. I'm excited to see what she'll bring to the team in the coming years, and I look forward to working with her on the training pitch. So yeah, for me, an exciting signing for the Rangers women's team. Obviously lost a couple of big name contributors this season, with Rachel Rowe and also Rachel McLaughlin having left during this summer window, but certainly making steps to bring in players to replace that as they look to go on two fronts this year, not only looking to try and regain their league title, but also to play European football again this year. So there will be a lot more demands on the Rangers women's team, and the likes of Wilkinson, Rafferty, and also Leah Eddy, who's came in from Hibs ladies team, will certainly buffer the squad options that Jo Potter has got going into next season. Now, on our fourth official Patreon channel, dropping over the next couple of weeks, we'll have an exclusive interview with Hamilton Academicals women's manager, Robert Watson, speaking about the new SWPL restructuring. So very much looking forward to bringing that to you. That will do us for this video on our YouTube channel. Big thank you to you all for watching. I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.